Hello to everybody. Today we have Messia Crypto Messia is correct?
That's
Meta
correct.
Messia, sorry.
That's okay.
Yes, and he's a big content creator about Tokinami. He speak about Tokinami in every video. So today is an honor to be together to speak about Tokinami. And
Yes.
so today, you will explain what is your reason, why you speak about
Mhm.
Tokinami in every video,
Mhm.
and what is your ideas about Okinami.
Sure. Almost feel like I'm part of the community. Maybe I am. I'm in the Telegram a lot, and if you look at my videos in the description, there is a link to the Okinami Telegram. And I came upon this token about 6 months ago, and it was actually from another YouTube video. I started watching the video and I started researching it because I was looking for that project, which I felt I could invest my time in and invest my uh, resources in, so to speak, with my channel. Uh, there's not many things like this. I mean, there's lots of cryptos out there, and there's many new ones every month that come out. But this is something that's, in my mind, it's unusual in that many of the crypto projects you see out there, they tend to um, market and they build up to the launch. They have pre-launch sales, um, paid for marketing teams, and so on. A stealth launch like this, I'm not saying this is the only stealth launch, but a stealth launch like this with the intricate and complicated blockchain activity going back 4 years to its deployer wallet, it's something that not just myself, but others have been watching. I'm not the blockchain guru, but I've been researching what the blockchain gurus in the Telegram are doing. And these people are showing a level of sophistication and an amount of Ethereum. We're talking very deep pockets, people with a lot of Ethereum, a lot of money, moving this in and out in a dynamic, a sophistication of transactions that only very few people could probably possess the ability to be able to do. So to try to answer your first questions, FA Checky, my channel's the Meta Messiah. I talk a lot about Okinami because I think it's the most interesting token, the most interesting crypto story of 2022, 2023.
Okay, so I translate for Italian people because
Sure. Yeah.
not all know the English.
Grazie.
Allora, Meta Messiah ha detto praticamente che lui ha scoperto Okinami e da allora, diciamo, lui ha impiegato tutte le sue risorse per insomma, studiarla di continuo. Anzi, se avete delle domande, scrivetele sotto, io andrò a chiedergliele. E praticamente lui, insomma, crede fortemente in questa coin. Ovviamente dice che non sa ok se effettivamente sarà la nuova coin che andrà a esplodere, però lui dice di averla studiata e così via, quindi ci crede, la sta studiando e dice che c'è per l'appunto un collegamento con Ethereum. Ora, se avete delle domande, scrivetele sotto nei commenti, casomai andrò a fare anch'io adesso una domanda. So, Messia, how did you discover Okinami? In which period and how did you discover it? Because there are many altcoin and many. So, can you explain it?
Sure. Just like Luckside Crypto, who's also on YouTube, there's Crypto Nico. He did a video. There's a video out there saying, "Is this the return of Ryoshi, or has Ryoshi returned? Is this the next Shiba Inu?" And we've posted it in the Telegram. And I just started watching it. I'm like, I knew Ryoshi disappeared off of Twitter, May of 2021. I'm like, I think May of 2021. And so I was like, okay, let me watch this video because this is interesting. I thought it was just nonsense, really. There are a lot of hype videos out there, and there's lots of tokens out there actually right now claiming to be connected to Ryoshi. But this one in particular, talking about Okinami, and the breakdown of it, I just started going through his video and started researching it point by point. And I'm like, okay, it's not 100% proof of anything, but I'm like, a lot of these points are hard to refute as to what they are. So in looking at what it appears to be, there's a strong case to be made that Okinami is not just connected to the Genesis wallet in a organic way that you'd expect a lot of different things on the ERC20 blockchain to be connected to the ETH Genesis wallet, but the connections to the ETH Genesis wallet just on the blockchain alone are rather convincing. And then you have, of course, the photo evidence. We could talk more about that because that's its own qualitative grouping of evidence by itself, just the things that we've seen on the Twitter and the things that the community have found.
Ok, so I translate.
Yes.
Lui praticamente dice di averla scoperta all'interno di un gruppo Telegram, ok? E successivamente ha visto quelli che sono i collegamenti al Genesis Wallet di Ethereum, quindi fondamentalmente questo l'ha colpito e di conseguenza quindi lui ora diciamo ha fatto vari video nei quali spiega il tutto, quindi se volete andate a vedere anche il suo canale Metamessia, nel quale lui insomma anche oggi ha pubblicato proprio un video. So there is a question. Which is the utility of Okinami?
We don't know for sure. Given the post-merge of Ethereum, the first phase of this new phase of Ethereum in general, and their roadmap is the merge. And then we have the second phase, which is to come, the surge. Okay. So we don't know for sure, but what we're guessing based on all the evidence that we're seeing is this is a utility token that is related to both the scaling and or the sharding of Ethereum, because the goal of Ethereum is to reach 100,000 transactions per second. There's a massive adoption that's just starting, it's underway for transactional use of crypto in the broader financial spectrum there, in terms of financial instruments being able to use crypto to more or less buy goods and services. Now you think about Visa and all the other financial transactional institutions out there. If they start using Ethereum and the blockchain to start, transacting business or the purchase of goods and services, there needs to be solutions, because Ethereum pre-merge could not possibly get to 100,000 transactions per second. So in keeping that in mind, there needs to be layer 2 solutions and roll-ups to help scale Ethereum to the point of reaching this very momentous, very, very large goal of like I said, 100 transactions per second.
Ok, allora lui dice praticamente che ci sono le 5 fasi di Ethereum, la prima è il merge e la seconda è il surge, che è praticamente l'onda, the wave, e praticamente lui la seconda fase, il surge, praticamente riguarda il layer 2 di Ethereum, nel quale per l'appunto si vuole arrivare a 100.000 transazioni al secondo e sembrerebbe che praticamente Okinami potrebbe essere questa coin. Quindi diciamo questo è un altro collegamento molto importante e come abbiamo visto anche nei vari video sembrerebbero che ci siano le prove, quindi vedremo quello che sarà in futuro. Ovviamente nessuno è sicuro di questo, vi ricordo che non sono né consigli finanziari né consigli di trading, però ovviamente vedremo quello che succederà, quindi è poco capitalizzata e c'è pochissima liquidità. Ok, so I have a question. For you, if we speak about price prediction, Okinami can reach, for example, a dollar for you, or is impossible? Because the people want to know, so that is not a financial advisor.
Yes.
And this is very important, but maybe we can have an idea for the next bull run.
Sure. Okay. So all we can go on is by looking at previous crypto projects and what they've done during bull runs. Okonami has 1 billion tokens. Okay, it's 0.00, what is it, 34 right now, about that.
Yes.
0.0034. So for it to hit a penny, that it's already done that. Okay. So from a penny to $1, that's 100 pennies in $1. You'll have to do your conversion to euro. Okay. It could very well reach a euro within a year. It could do that. And the reason I say that's possible is when you look at projects like Ethereum, when you're talking not 1,000 times, but something that went up 1,000,000 times or more of its initial value. That's why somebody could put, $1 to $10 back in Shiba Inu back in 2020, I think August 2020 or so. And this, because that's when it hit its low, it actually was up and then went quite down. That tokenomics of a quadrillion versus a billion, it could very well reach a market cap of $1 billion, which would still not put it in the top 20 of all the cryptos. I don't believe that. I think you need to be well over $1 billion market cap even to make it to the top 20. So that we can reach $1, sure. In a bull run, enough investment, supply shock hitting, then maybe some exchanges picking up some to sell, very well could hit $1. So if you own 1 million Okonami, you'd be a millionaire potentially in a year or two. Yeah, it could happen. My guess for 2023, this is just my guess, as I think it's going to be around 25 cents.
25.
Yeah, 0.25. Just under about 1/5 of a euro.
So now is 3 millesime in English is 3, not 3 cents, but less. I don't know how to
okay,
say
so
in English.
Euro is about $1.15 right now, I think, something like that.
Yes.
So I know in Italy you use the lira or the euro most.
There is the euro.
Okay, just the
now
euro.
in Europe there is the euro.
Just euro. Okay, they don't use the local currency. So think about it this way. I could say maybe a quarter of a euro by the end of 2023 is very possible.
Yeah.
And that's not the most optimistic of other people out there who think it could hit $1 before the end of the year. Could it? Of course. It depends how much investment comes in. If the roadmap and white paper drop, and it is everything we think it is, that's going to be what the likelihood is of it hitting $1. If it really is this big time layer 2 scaling solution for Ethereum, connections to the ETH Foundation one way or another. Not saying Vitalik Buterin is the one who's handling all this. Ethereum is broken down into teams, and roll up and layer 2 teams are going to, could be a variety of people. So with 1 billion tokens out there, no burn or anything, that's going to be the supply. Could it hit $1 billion market cap? A lot of people think it can. I think it can too.
So by this moment, 25 cent is near 100x. How
that would be from our present value. If
yes,
you did 100x,
0.003, and
if it goes 100x, it'll be 34 cents.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think
we are near.
I think it could do 100x this year.
Yeah.
Based on how other tokens have performed in good markets.
Yes, because if you want, I share you this graph, and we can see the liquidity. That is very important to see. And if we put 100x, it will be 23 million of liquidity. So it's possible, but need to be listed in exchanges.
Right.
For example, Binance or the principal exchanges
might take it. One of those.
Yes, we need time.
My guess is Bitmart, L Bank, or Mexi probably be the first ones we see. And then once it hits Binance, it's gonna go to the moon.
Yeah.
And that's what everybody wants to see, the Binance listing. Binance isn't going to take it till there's a roadmap and white paper in place. But some of these smaller ones, if it's a popular token, even without the roadmap or white paper, they might. Some of the smaller exchanges might play around with it, try it out. Because
Yeah.
you can get listed and delisted. There are a lot of small exchanges right now looking to make money. If you know what the present climate is like for the micro cap exchanges, and I'm talking exchanges nowhere near as big as Binance. They're like small banks. They have to have new tokens come in to try to make money, and that's why they're always listing new things. And so if it looks like a good token to them, I mean, we only got under 3,000 holders, so maybe they want to wait till there's 5,000, 10,000, and then boom, you see a listing there. But once bull markets really take off, the speculators, they jump in.
Yeah.
They'll degen almost anything. A lot of people's gambling, just like the stock market. They don't look at it. They'd be like, wow, Okonami's popular on DEX tools. It's hot right now. Number one, buy it. That's kind of the FOMO that comes in. And then it's like, okay, that's why, I mean, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not an investing advisor. I like to say all my stuff is for entertainment, but you buy when it dips, you buy when it's down. Even Warren Buffett said, buy when there's blood in the streets. That's what people were doing a month ago when it was as bad as it can be in the crypto market, a really bad crypto winter. People are buying when things are just considered junk by the big time, Kramers of the world, if you know who Kramer is, who said, 12 days ago, sell all your Bitcoin. Kind of funny how you said to sell all your Bitcoin almost 2 weeks ago, and then boom, we're at 23,000.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
because institutions like CNBC or when you watch Money Talk and all these other big time shows, they're repeating the media mantras. They're not, they don't care about whether you're going to make money or not on the other end. They're selling a media product and advertising. So, they're going to
So
focus on anything negative.
now I translate one
Yes,
moment for Italian
please.
people because not all
All right.
understand.
Okay.
Ok? Praticamente io ho chiesto a Messia qual è una sua predizione, diciamo, di mercato, una price prediction, e lui mi ha detto che Okinami potrebbe raggiungere i 25 centesimi, che ad oggi sarebbe quasi un 100x, quindi qualcosa di pazzesco. Ovviamente lui non è un financial advisor, che adesso non mi viene in italiano, consulente finanziario, quindi questi non sono assolutamente consigli finanziari né nulla. Lui ovviamente porta avanti quella che è la dottrina, diciamo, chiamatelo come volete, di Okinami, e praticamente lui ha esposto quelle che sono le sue ragioni, cioè che praticamente abbiamo visto anche prima la fase del surge, e dopodiché per l'appunto anche i vari collegamenti che si arriverebbe fino a Binance. Quindi quando io gli ho chiesto questa previsione di mercato, lui ovviamente ha detto, e io gli faccio, ma ci vuole un listing su Binance per fare queste cose, visto che abbiamo 225 mila dollari di liquidità, bisognerebbe arrivare a 25 milioni, ok, di liquidità. E ovviamente lui ha detto in un bull market dove tutti sono speculatori, dove se vedono salire una coin e tutti ci buttano i soldi, questo è fattibile. Ok, questo quindi il ragionamento su Kinami. So now I translate for Italian people.
All right.
We can continue. And
All right.
so there is a question. If you want,
Sure.
I
It looks
can
like an Italian
ask you.
question there.
Yes. Why did you decide to study Okinami and not other coins, or you saw other coins that could be interesting in this
Yes.
period?
I study other coins too. I talk most about Okonami because I feel the community needs a voice. There's not that many of us on YouTube talking about Okonami. There's a handful of us. There's some Japanese channels I saw too, maybe doing a little bit. But I think there's a lot of interesting tokens out there. Polygon's one I've been researching for quite some time, but everybody talks about, there's lots of people talk about Polygon, probably know it inside and out. A lot of these other influencers and analysts much better than me. Polygon is also a layer 2 solution connected to Ethereum, of course. And one of the goals is to bring gas fees down. And then in the NFT market, the movement of tokenized things on the blockchain or cryptocurrency or NFTs, Polygon has become a powerhouse. If you look at who's done well in 2022, the token that didn't lose as much as a lot of others and is doing fairly well is Polygon in a very bad bear market. So if I were to add another token to my list, it's going to be Polygon. Now, outside of Polygon, and Ethereum ERC20s, I think there's a lot of other interesting projects out there. I'd say Cardano is another one that I would definitely spend more time looking into, given that it's its own blockchain and its connection to a lot of NFT projects and a lot of news lately on Cardano. They're working on some big things. I'm rather impressed with them and their project. So yeah, I think in some other future videos talk about more like Polygon, ADA, or Cardano as a couple, just to name two.
What? Because I saw some comments. Can you repeat? Because
Sure.
Yeah.
Polygon, Matic, okay,
Yes.
and Cardano, two very important ones to watch.
Yes.
Avalanche is another one I'm going to start researching. So I'll give you three: Polygon, Cardano, and Avalanche.
Okay.
Some big things with Amazon recently, I believe there.
Yes, I saw there is a partnership about
yes,
Avalanche and Amazon.
Huge news. Nobody's talking about it, but a few people, few YouTubers are. But the media is not really spending much time on it. But if you want a big story, we're talking Amazon, a $1 trillion market cap business.
Yeah.
I mean,
if some money come on Avalanche make a skyrocket.
It could. That could be another. That's actually a token right now that could really give Ethereum a run for its money, and because of Amazon. But Ethereum has Visa right now. If you've been watching the news about Ethereum, and BlackRock, which is a $1 trillion fund that's managed, and JP Morgan Chase, we're talking some of the biggest financial institutions that are looking how to wield the power of Ethereum to perform massive adoption, to use crypto and maybe connection to securities, just to credit card transactions and so on.
Okay. So now I see if we have some question, because people heard with attention. Okay.
Someone said ciao to you. Someone said goodbye there. Okay, here's another one.
So now one say, because the offer, the supply circulation of Okinami is 1 billion of Okinami, and he say for $7 we need the $7 billion of market cap.
Telegram loves talking about the $7.
Yes. But for me, it's very important to see the liquidity.
Yeah. You can't just get there without liquidity. But if the dev team knows what they're doing, this shouldn't be a problem. The fact that we have, 1 billion tokens, that's a lot of tokens right now are billion. Focus a little bit less on the actual number of tokens out there. It's all about supply and demand and how much liquidity you have behind it. If it keeps getting bought out, you have to have enough liquidity as it's growing. $7 could happen in time. I don't see $7 happening in 2023.
Yes.
I don't.
Very difficult.
But why do we say $7? Because that's the 1,000 yen note was worth about $7 at one point. It's not worth 1,000 or 1,000 yen is no longer worth $7. I don't know if you're aware, the Japanese yen has gone down quite a bit. The yen is imploding. It's funny that Okinami has a big connection to Japan with the Kamigawa Nami and the Hokusai art piece. A lot of Italian people I know love art, but the Great Wave, which was Hokusai's painting, a wood block painting. Japan may be the first country to go with the whole centralized stable coins, CBDCs. And if they are the test running country, they have a lot of technology. Japan is usually the innovator. If they switch to blockchain for their financial system, can you imagine how many transactions out of Japan, if they are at all just a fraction of those transactions using Ethereum? There's going to be a huge demand for energy. We need a lot more energy. Good thing Ethereum's gone to proof of stake now. But we're also going to need technology to be able to hit that rate of transactions per second and be reliable, if that makes sense. So $7 in 2024, maybe by the end of 2024, I don't know. If Japan rolls out its CBDCs and goes full, test running of its financial institutions and Bank of Japan is testing a lot of this stuff actually, I think right now, from what I've read. If they do go this route first and show the rest of the world how it works and that it's working, this 2024, 2025 could be an enormous historical type period. It's like seeing people adopting the internet worldwide, something like that. And we just wait to see. We'll have to wait to see.
So do you think that in 2024 Okinami can reach $7 if the Japan adopt the CBDCs?
And if another few countries keep going the same direction, which it looks like it's not just Japan. Think about Shiba Inu at its peak. What was it at? 40-something billion market cap, right? We're talking 7 billion. If we hit our this bull run, it peaks up at, around 7 in 2024, $7 in 2024. It sounds plausible. Cryptos are not stocks. People have to remember that these are not stocks. And the way money moves in and out of them, while some of the principles are the same, some of the fundamentals and practicalities are the same, they're not 100% the same as stocks. So in this early time period still for crypto, being since 2007, 2008, since Bitcoin came out, we're still pretty early on. The fact that you have a market cap of like a $7 billion company in a stock or a $7 billion token in a coin, it's definitely in the ballpark. It definitely can happen. It's all going to depend on, and like I see the question right there, that white paper roadmap. We have to know what they're going to be actually doing. And until we actually know more what they're going to be doing, we're all just speculating.
Ok, so I translate for the Italian people. Allora, riassumendo, praticamente prima abbiamo parlato del 2023, nel quale addirittura parlava di 0,25 centesimi, e per il 2024, così c'era stato un commento adesso non mi ricordo, che parlavamo dei 7 eccolo qua, di Morpheus, 7 miliardi, $7, e Messi ha detto che non è impossibile se, il Giappone adottasse le CBDCs o come si dice, insomma avete capito. Ovviamente l'utilizzo di una stablecoin e Okinami potrebbe beneficiarne fino ad arrivare a $7. Ora, rimane sempre da noi, non sono né consigli finanziari né di qualsiasi cosa voi vogliate, però qua stiamo parlando di un qualcosa, tra virgolette, di grosso, perché questa persona fa ogni giorno video praticamente su Kinami, sempre su Kinami, e quindi insomma una cosa direi pazzesca, ok? Cioè, vedremo che se in futuro sarà così, però tra virgolette abbiamo preso solo bastonate, però abbiamo visto anche con Shiba fu uguale, e io me le auguro. Ovviamente, ragazzi, questo non vuol dire che voi dovete andare forti su Kinami, vi dovete prendere le vostre responsabilità. Sì, in questa live non sono consigli finanziari né di nulla. Vedremo in futuro cosa succederà. Ok, so now that there is some comments. You can see the comments that are okay.
I think I see one here. I still see the one about 7 billion.
Some are in English.
Okay, here we go. New one came up. Checky, tell them about the top 10 holders having only 20% of the total supply. Fair launch. Tell them about the top 10 holders. I mean, I don't really dwell too much on who's accumulating the most. I focus more on who's holding the most. The fact that there are people out there who own 20% of the supply, and they're not selling, despite all the the FUD and despite all the people wondering, is this really the real deal? We haven't seen their white paper or the roadmap. You'd think that people would have sold more to get into everything else right now. The one thing we're not seeing is people liquidating to get into the other plays right now. There's some good plays. Now, if you're a top 10 holder, you probably have other money. You don't necessarily have to liquidate. But people with their money with lots of money tend to be pretty smart. They'll exit something when there's the first sign of any real confirmed FUD. There's always going to be FUD on any token. Fear, uncertainty, doubt. I mean, for the Italian people, I wonder if they know FUD, FUD. So I would say this is a good indicator that the FUD is not bothering people that have, bigger wallets.
So there is some Italian, for example, I want to see that you see this comment. So one say without a roadmap is a scam, and another answer that Shiba born without a roadmap. So the roadmap, I think that if a coin is a scam, there is the roadmap, and after 1 month is died. This is sure. Or
Okay.
2 days, 3 days. So now Okinami is born in July of 2022. 2022, and there is a big community. There is life in Okinami. So for me, it's not a scam. And if we are to speak about Okinami in a live, I think that we studied it. So there is a risk. There is a very big risk, but it could be a big improvement of your portfolio. So the important thing is that it's an altcoin, and you need to have a balance in your portfolio. You can go all in on Okinami in every coins. This is very important to see.
I agree. People. Yeah, I totally agree. There's two philosophies that I've seen in investing. It doesn't mean that you don't diversify your portfolio, but once you find something very good, it's okay to put in more money into a good investment. Let's just say you found Microsoft early on. And he's like, yeah, this thing is legit. 1987, 88 Microsoft, if you were investing in that, you do very well. But that I wouldn't put all my money in Microsoft. Why would I do that? I'd want Apple. I'd want, IBM, or I'd want other companies if I'm investing in tech. Tech is, super risky too, especially startups, especially microcaps. Imagine investing right now in a company that all you've seen is an anonymous person going out there. This is insane to somebody in the stock market world. So you have to get out of the stock market world and into the crypto world. Nobody in stocks without, the business plan and prototypes. Like, you ever watch Shark Tank? I think they have even Italian Shark Tank. Those people coming in there selling a business idea. If they walked in there with just, a bunch of vague things about the product, they'd be like, you're out of your mind. We're not going to invest any of our money in your product because we don't even know for sure what it is. Here, I don't know if the dev wanted the community to uncover all the things that the community has, but the dev has put out some things and the community has investigated a lot of those things. I didn't start to build up more confidence in the project until the community started to investigate things. I checked on it and I'm like, yeah, there's something here. This is the world of decentralized finance, DeFi. Okay. You understand what the Security Exchange Commission can do to your project once you look a little bit more like a security. This is a very cautious environment. We don't know all the regulations that are going to come out. And so they may also have to make some changes to this roadmap based on changes in the environment around crypto, especially in government and the regulatory framework that's about to be put into place. So it's possible this roadmap's being halted because they're waiting to see what type of regulations may come out. I don't think they're waiting on a bull market. You know, they already launched the token. Now the question is, well, when do you want to release your white paper? You're going to release it when everything is ready to show the public. Because once you release the white paper, what have you done? You've put some cards on the table, right? That's where the real investors are going to start to come in. So everything's building up to this. You just got to be patient and wait. If it were a scam, I think a lot of people in the Telegram, including myself, would be like, something stinks here. There's a lot of movement through these wallets, liquidating, acting odd. It's a renounced contract. There's no dev wallet. There's a lot of things that don't look like other scams. Okay. Compare Okonami to other known scams. Where are the comparisons? All the other scams I've seen had white papers. They had marketing even. They put a lot of effort into creating a con artist job for people to look at all what looked like a legitimate token. And yet, either they're rug pulls because they failed or they're rug pulls because all they wanted was your money and they ran with it. They don't stick around that long.
Yes.
Usually.
So in addition, is a coin that born in a bear market. So this is another thing that is not a scam, because the scam there are many in bull market because there are more people,
Right.
and so the scammer decide to create many scam because there is much people, and they say, okay, there are many opportunities for them. But in bear market is more difficult that a coin have a big period to be as in this sorry.
It's okay. I'm following you.
Yes, the life of Okinami is 7 months. So is a very big life for a coin that born in a bear market.
Right.
So my thoughts is that if Okinami survive in this bear market, it will be the bull run, and in bull run every coin go up.
Right, and we're not there. We're just finding a bottom right now. For those who are tracking the market, we are still technically in a bull market. We have to look at the moving averages going back. Your 50-day, your 100-day, your 200-day, 300-day moving averages. Once Bitcoin probably hits 30,000, I think they're going to say we're out of the bear market and we've technically bottomed. I think right now at 23,000, building up to the FOMC meeting early February here in the United States. I think we're gonna see a little dip, and then after the FOMC, we're gonna see it go back up and just get back to 23, 24 or whatnot, and then go from there. Things usually dip right before these things. I'm anticipating 21, 20 coming up here soon before the meeting, and then it goes up again suddenly after they announce a 0.25 interest rate hike and less inflation. So we are in a bear market, and the bear market's a bad one. This has been since the peak in November of 2021 till where we are now. And we got to 15,000 on Bitcoin, all the way from a 67,000 high. So if Okonami does well during this time period, they released it during a very bad time, I agree with you. I think it's just they have to have the token out there to begin with. And I don't know if the reason the release as well was to be able to test certain things before the market heats up too much. Would you want to release your token if you're trying to test scalability type things and transactional things at certain high rates when the volume of traffic on the blockchain is at its highest, or when it's technically lower? It just makes sense from a testing standpoint too to be doing this during this time. Innovation happens during bear markets. Innovation happens, and I wouldn't want to release this at the height of the peak in 2021. You want to test it when the network's going crazy, when you have $1,000 gas fees for people buying cryptos. I'm like, it was crazy where it went at one point. And their goal is to get the gas fees down to where people be wanting to buy more NFTs and other cryptocurrencies and tokens. So a lot of things here just seem like they make sense, even though they may not, to those who don't understand the crypto space very well. So I recommend for everybody to get very educated in the area of scalability and what that means, and what the whole 100,000 transactions per second goal of Ethereum out there, because that's being echoed in other projects out there. We need to get to the point where people can use their crypto reliably and fast, and not have to pay $50 to move something that's not even $50 in value. It makes no sense. It's a wash to spend 50 to move 50. So there's a lot going on, and Okonami just happens to be in the most, negative, dark time period of when it came out, and I don't think that was a bad thing at all. Maybe probably very calculated.
Okay, so I want to ask you one question about the graph that for me is very interesting, because I noticed that there are big wave in the you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
You see it? Okay.
Yeah.
Because there is this first wave,
Mm-hmm.
second, and after there are 3, 4, and maybe this is the 5, I think.
Yeah, we could be seeing a reversal pattern. I'm not a big technical analysis, but I think once we see off of that big green candle there, volume starting to pick up. We need to see another, when it gets back up to 300,000, $500,000 days coming. Once we see the 300,000, $500,000 days, I think that's going to be confirmation, because volume always precedes price. And we're, I think, getting close to 100,000 these days. So we're seeing an increase. So I think it could be about to start something here. And I'm guessing that the dev is going to nick another blockchain message. I think that's what we're going to see next, is just something else on the blockchain. Because the last time we saw the surge on the blockchain, okay, that was the dev message. We all saw that, the surge. And then that was like in conjunction with Vitalik Buterin posting the updated roadmap for Ethereum, revealing the things about the surge. We can talk about that too, because we don't know for sure which came out first, the tweet or the blockchain message. Because when you put a blockchain message, I'm not sure how long it takes for the message to actually finalize on the Etherscan. A tweet's instant. A tweet is done. They could have been done at the same time, or one before the other. I don't know if it matters so much. I mean, what would you do if you were the dev? You're watching what your leader's doing. Oh, here, Vitalik just posted something I know about. I'm involved. Better put my message on the blockchain for everybody to tell you, hey, this is important. every single thing on that blockchain message is important, except for this was the most important message of any blockchain message that I've seen, as far as being connected to Ethereum, because it's the direct link. We were looking for the missing link, and that was it. Was the surge message, and that's why it blew up that time. When we saw the surge message, it was a big deal.
We will see in the future what will happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think the next one's going to say roadmap coming soon, and maybe an indication of a date, the way Satoshi said that Shibarium's going to release something related to a heart-shaped box and whatever. And I'm like, okay, Valentine's Day. He likes talking in code. Our dev likes talking in code. I think we're going to see something coded on the blockchain next. That's my guess.
Yes. I think that this is not a good moment to put on Twitter some tweets because we saw in the past that when the Okinami Twitter put some post, Okinami makes skyrockets. So in this period, I think is not a good strategy, because I think that there is a strategy.
Yeah, and they know when they say something's going to happen. You have to put yourself in the mind of a very competent dev, or put yourself in the mind of a very competent a con artist. Okay, a very competent con artist with this much resources. Why would you do this? Okay, why would you go through this much trouble to make money with this much of resources put into it, and to somehow create a wallet with all these intricate, transactional things that, would take up probably a lot of your resources and time? It doesn't make sense. It'd be like, I can make more money as a con artist with this amount of resources to make this. If Okinami were a scam, I can make more money doing something else. Okay. But now put yourself in the mind of a dev of a serious token that is possibly a layer 2 solution. You're going to strategically do everything you do down to like the very small detail. It's just, and that's what I'm seeing is there's something very methodical here, very meticulous about whoever's behind this.
Okay, so I think that we explain all on Okinami, or maybe you have other things to say. Sorry.
Sure. I was just reading this comment. Thanks, Messiah. You are a real Texas crypto. Yeah. Howdy.
It's a cowboy.
Right on. Yeah. Cowboys playing today.
Okinami to $1. This is the goal. Okinami to $1. This is the goal.
Yes. Okinami to $1. If we see 7, even better. But be patient. I think the
if
message.
Okinami go to $1, you come in Italy. We make an event.
My grandma's from Italy. I'm half Italian, by the way. I love hearing your Italian.
We make live event.
We will do a live in it. We could do live in Venice. Would be awesome.
Yeah, in Venice. Yeah.
In Venice. I want to see Venice, and that'd be a beautiful place to do it. That or Naples, maybe Naples. I don't know. My grandmother was from Naples, so.
Your
Napoli.
Okay, Napoli. Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of love for the Italian people. My grandmother's last name was Caolo, so I'm half Italian, and a lot of New York Italians in my family in the United States. So grazie to all the Italianos.
Pizza. Mandolina. Okay. So I think that for today is all, because we made an live of 1 hour.
There we go.
If you want, I will invite you in the future.
For sure. I would love to.
Maybe
be my honor.
New news, so we continue to speak about on Okinami.
Let's do it.
And I think that for this night is all, and we see next time.
Ciao,
bambini.
All right, till next time.
Ciao ragazzi, ci vediamo alla prossima. Mi raccomando,